Okay, anything else that stuck out to you guys?
Orton versus Rusev was the match after that, and I thought it was very, very, very boring. I don't know what you got. Well,
I knew it was gonna be boring, and neither Rusev or Randy do anything for me anymore. Randy's lack of motivation, because he's probably used to being in top matches. He feels like he's kind of checked out because his matches with Bray and Jinder, not that Jinder has any good matches as anybody, didn't do him any wonders. I didn't like the match, bro. I didn't like the show.
What did you think of Corbin, Styles, and Dillinger?
I was okay with AJ losing it because he's over. He doesn't need it, and you got to get as many guys over as you can. Plus, Corbin has actual heat like Jinder. People really don't like them, okay? Which is hard to do. But let's see how that leaves the business, because before you hated the heel, but you knew he would be entertaining, like Owens. But to me, neither Corbin or Jinder are entertaining. And maybe they don't want an entertaining heel. They want just a guy that people don't like.
Any thoughts on the women's title match?
What did you think of that? What did you think, Dion?
I didn't see it. I told you I was the first and second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did. Yeah. It was a good match. It was actually, AJ, bro. Yeah. He elevates anybody that's in the ring with him. And he's super over. He doesn't need the belt. Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on the women's title match, Charlotte and Natalya? I mean, I thought it was okay. Those two.
Like I said, I expected better. How about that?
Yeah, I could see that. Well, let's get to Jinder and Nakamura, because you know that was the big Twitter explosion. Of course, Jinder holding on to the belt. What do you think?
Well, wait a minute. What did they think he was going to do? They're going to India in December. Drop the belt?
I think a lot of people expected him to drop it before the tour.
Bro, let me tell you something. This is wrestling fans just are completely clueless. Bro, what if Nakamura has the belt? What if he has the belt?
I don't. And to be honest, I'm not even like one of those Nakamura fans.
Nakamura's first night with the belt.
I don't even like him, so at least in WWE.
He's got to cut a promo.
Yeah.
Right? He can't talk very well. Let me tell you something. If they put that would bury Nakamura if they put the belt on him, because he would be in a spot that requires good verbal skills, and I'm telling you, the people would turn on him. Over the course of time.
He came in speaking about the same English as he speaks now, very little, and he was super over because of to me, I know you're not a big fan of New Japan, but let me just say this. To me, Nakamura, when he was in New Japan, was one of the best wrestlers in the world. And when and they've also done a terrible job of booking him, and we've been saying that from the beginning. He could have incredible matches, with AJ and, just
you sound like a smart
Owens.
mark. You sound like a smart mark. You don't sound like a wrestling promoter when you talk about him. Okay, because you talk about how he can have great matches. This guy, but bro, American television. There are certain skills required to carry TV. You got to be able to talk. Okay, and unfortunately, when he talks, it does nothing for his character and hurts his character. Okay, what they should do with them is if they want to do something, is bro, don't have him talk at all. Put a Muda mask on him or something, everything, and make him type of the Demon doesn't talk. Finn Balor talks, or stick him with a manager that can talk for him. Because, like I'm saying, in Japan, all you do is go out there and you work. They film it and they air it on television. Here in the States, if he's had backstage segments where he's been with guys and stuff and all that, and it's just his English is not good enough yet. And I'm telling you, until it gets better or good enough, it's not going to help him to be in the spot that kind of they think that he should be in. I know he was good, bro. Like I said, good matches don't draw a dime. Okay, because the match happens after the dime's drawn. So if you just think that we're going to sell Nakamura as this great worker that's going to have all these 5-star matches, bro, there's still a portion of the audience that still wants to sink their teeth into a feud.
Right. The other guy, you put him in with a good talker, and you have a great match. They don't both have to be great talkers because you say so.
But here's what I'm saying. But he can't have the belt then.
He can have the belt, bro. It's a different era. People know.
You keep saying that, and these guys come in and they don't get over, and they blame the creative. It's no, you don't have the skills of American wrestling. American wrestling is TV. You got to talk. You got to talk.
So let me ask you a question. A guy that never been on American TV, right? Mm-hmm. Why was he so over when he came into the WWE?
Because he's in NXT.
Bro, he was over before he came to NXT. They already knew who he was.
Who knew who he was?
The fans.
1,500 people at full sale, and the network subscribers, and the 400,000 people that watch New Japan Wrestling,
that's a lot more than
a couple hundred that leave Dave Meltzer sheets.
Well, I can tell you this. I was in Orlando for Mania weekend this year. I know, Konnan, you were there too. And the most T-shirts that I saw were Nakamura T-shirts, and that's before he ever debuted on the main roster.
Yes, but bro, you were talking about that niche audience, and let's not ignore the elephant in the room during all of this stuff is that the ratings have bottomed out and the attendance has bottomed out.
The ratings are bad. It's a terrible show.
But the attendance is bad too.
Yeah. It's a terrible show.
Bro, it's not just a terrible show. If these guys are such great workers, the live attendance would be better, you would think. Because they have great workers, great matches. So go and see these guys. But unfortunately, people aren't buying tickets to that.
Yeah, the great matches also have to have relevant storylines, correct pushes, not getting people over that the fans want to pay to see, and then you bury them. All that shit's killing him too.
It's Hughesy. Hello.
That shit's killing him too.
Right, and I mean, if you want to talk about who's drawing ratings and attendance.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a big example. Braun Strowman. We were all pumped up talking about that fatal four-way they had and what could happen and who should face who. And, bro, after yesterday, to me, they just, Braun Strowman's not Braun Strowman anymore.
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not arguing that at all, okay?
And they do that over and over. That's
I know,
one of the reasons
I'm
people
aware
are
of that.
turning out, too.
I agree with that. I agree with that, but still,
that actually got me hot. I was like, "Wow, you created something special, big monster, finally after all this time, And then you just buried him just to get Roman over again. You could have buried anybody else on that. You got, I don't know how many people that are under contract. You could have left everybody laying backstage, but not Braun. You know what I'm saying?
I would love. What would be the. Let me say this. What if, and this would be like the dream for the professional wrestling fan these days, if they gave Paul Heyman the book,
right?
Okay, let him write the shows,
right.
And you brought Okada and Kenny Omega into it and everything. Let's see what would happen. Okay,
right.
Let's see what would happen to the wrestling product. Let's see if it would gain popularity, or whether it would just like I think it would just continue to feed into this audience, this crowd. That is like just basically shut the rest of the fans off from the show, and then they've fed into them. That's what they're doing. They feed into this audience.
So are you saying you think Paulie could turn it around or not?
I just don't think, brother, that the mass people. I think we're being sold a false narrative that work rate is as important as people are trying to sell that it is. I still think that good interviews and good characters are what drive professional wrestling, and just being a serviceable worker, be good enough that you don't stink. Don't be like whoever you think is like a terrible worker. Like you see some guys on indies, just don't be like an indie level worker. You know what I'm saying? And if you have good character and they write you some good stuff, you can deliver good promos. That's what people come to see. They've seen all these, but bro, like I said, it's like when Meltzer talks about how wrestling fans don't know how good they have it these days. There's so much wrestling you can see, like on the thing, good wrestling. Bro, it's like people are going to stay home and watch it on the computer. They're not going to go spend to go see it live then.
Well, Konnan, what did you think of Rude and Ziggler? Because that's another one that the internet fans
didn't like it.
Didn't like
it, and I think Rude should be a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, Bobby Roode's a heel. He works like a heel. He works
right. He looks like
smart,
a heel.
He's methodical. He's like a heel Harley race.
Yeah, right.
Very methodical, very stuff. Good, looks good.
Yeah,
looks great. Looks the part. Doesn't risk a lot of stuff and everything. Like him and him. Yeah, he's effective, right? But but like, bro, there's not enough to that feud yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Dolph's doing this weird stuff that I still have no clue where that's going.
No clue.
Right, which is not helping him
if
at all.
If it's a big payoff, I'll give him a pass. But right now, I'm like,
bro, how many times have they started and stopped that poor guy? I mean,
tons.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,